Child, drink your rum and Dr. Pepper.
Did you hear her? There's a bug on my hand.
There's a bug on my head.
She got fucking deep voice.
I did. It was
If it's
bad.
uncouth to have fucking money counting on...
We weren't counting it. We were trying to make it
I was just
right.
making it look better
Yeah.
because
I was a heathen and had the 5 on the outside.
were you raised in a barn? Count your money right.
What are you doing?
I didn't
Oh,
count
wait.
it.
You ever heard of a Brooklyn bankroll?
Yes, but will you stop doing that?
You could have stopped me anytime by
You
answering.
think you could do this like the entire podcast?
I kind of wanted to see how long you were doing. Can I do it?
Did like fake sign language?
Can I taste it?
Speaking of the entire podcast, welcome to the first word.
The flavor of Pepto-Bismol is fucking delicious to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
oh, no,
like the
it's
way
so
it
good.
Tastes
So
and the way it feels in my mouth.
Yeah.
And the way it turns my poop black.
Wintergreen.
Is that what it does?
Yeah.
Why? Are you okay?
No, that's what it's supposed to do.
It turns my poop pink. I don't know about you.
That's also not okay.
No, it turns it like a darker shade than it typically is. That's what it does. It like eats away at all the bad stuff.
What?
And then yeah, it's like
But your
it's like
shit being-
fire for healthy bodies.
Your shit being black has to do with blood
Give
in
me
your
this.
stool usually.
What?
Yeah.
No, the pink dye in it will
Well, yeah,
typically
that-
make your ship darker colors.
Why would that make your shit darker?
It's just
The dye. The
the
red.
pink dye?
it doesn't stay
Yeah.
pink when it goes into your body and starts doing its job.
I mean, that's fine. Chemical changes produce color changes. I get that. But what I'm saying is,
It just makes it a little darker because, like, the red makes it a little darker. The pink will make it a little darker. Not as darker as the red.
shit, I don't know about shit. I'm fucking shit.
Jesus, sore loser bunch.
What? What was to be gained or lost?
Your shit.
Your shit. Does somebody need a fuzz?
You?
One of you two can have one. We both have one. You can
don't need
once again fight over it.
Fuzz.
Everything hurts and I'm dying.
That's how I
Sparkle.
feel on a regular basis.
Yeah, I feel that. Fight Club's how I feel most of the time.
All right, Daria.
Daria?
Yeah. Oh,
I hate to
man.
say this,
Is
but
that
I
not
can't get it
relevant
on.
anymore?
No, it's not.
Damn it!
Do you need help?
Like,
She has no idea what I'm talking about.
What's
no, I know what
Daria?
Daria is. I just
Okay.
Like the Daria murders?
like
the Black Dahlia? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I said, yeah.
Did you
Black
really
Dahlia.
mean Dahlia and said
I love the
Daria?
way you said Dahlia. The Black Dahlia.
Daria murders?
So we did not get to do a first word last week because we did the Detective Pikachu
Yeah.
review. So we have a couple episodes of RVB to get to. So who remembers episode 10 the best? To get us started on that conversation.
Oh gosh, golly, I sure don't.
They got frozen. They got frozen in time.
Yeah.
And then they had to figure out a
They got sent into the labyrinth.
Well, before that, they were all trying to figure out how they were gonna move time because what's his name? Tybalt, Loki.
Oh right.
Gankins.
Gankins. Yeah, Gankins like blocked their time travel abilities even with the time portal gun. But they figured out they could shoot other things through the time portal gun
You know, bullets,
and golf clubs.
what have you.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
That was a good moment.
Yeah.
Gankins got
These graphics
Gang-
are so bad.
Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about.
The graphics are being so bad.
Yes, the graphics were awful, but we've been talking a lot about like how they're like working church into it and shush, please, and how they diverge the timeline by keeping church alive. And sure enough, that was the point that they went back to. That was like the initial point that the timeline diverged in this alternate reality that they had to go back and fix. And that was a really good moment to tie it all back around to like one of the original key story moments of RVB.
Yeah. Well, that was the first moment that they showed at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Was him being like, nah, and shooting inside the thing.
And there's really nothing else before that you can really make a change and it makes some huge ripple effect throughout history.
I mean, there are other things, but
There are- I mean-
butterflies are butterflies.
Butterflies are butterflies, but yeah, that's one of the first like big story moments. Everything the first 5 episodes is pretty non eventful up until that.
Man, whenever Sarge is talking to what's his name, Washington, and he's just like, yeah, you know, just thinking about ripping off this what's it called? This turret, you know, using it as a weapon. Mm-hmm. Sarge's just like, oh yeah, man, if he's single, we're all doomed. That was really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, if he's single.
You notice how Sarge is very likely to sexualize things?
No, that's Donut Shop.
I mean, not as much as Donut, obviously, but yeah.
Thinking about it, you may be right.
I think the operative word there though is things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Objects,
Yeah. Weapons.
weapons mostly.
Yeah.
Pretty much entirely weapons, I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh
Weapons.
yeah.
Vehicles.
In season 11, what's her name? The Mantis.
Oh yeah.
She's giving me a massive erection right now. I can't wish I could remember that whole line. It's so good.
Yeah.
You know that feeling? And you see a girl that you like, it's your first love. And you don't know what to say.
What was it? This is fucking weird. Not as weird as the massive erection she's giving me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, Sarge.
It's really hard to discuss an episode when there's already been 2 out because we really can't speculate on anything.
Right.
We know what happens the next
What do
week.
you think is going to happen at the end of
Right.
the last episode?
So let's just flow on into, because there's a lot of stuff in this last one to discuss.
Yeah. So-
Getting into the labyrinth.
So do you guys know what Tucker's mind is doing to him?
What's your take?
Oh well, he's alone.
Yeah.
He like derives on his team. He can't do it. He can't be alone.
What's interesting about Tucker though,
He hasn't left the labyrinth.
he hasn't
Right,
left the labyrinth, and until he shut off his sword, he was aware of everyone around him and them all like kind of looking around like lost and everything,
That's
which
true.
calls back to the earlier seasons where the sword protects him from like timey-wimey kind of
Yeah.
bullshit.
The key.
Yeah. And it's also made by the aliens who also created the AIs, right?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So maybe
That
it's
makes
the
sense.
key to defeating Orble Block.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's possible.
It's always a key in some way. It's also a sword, mostly a key. It's because when you stab people,
It unlocks to death.
we haven't figured out if the sword's Republican yet, though.
It might be Donut that reveals this to him.
Yeah, will Donut know?
Possibly not, but he could be.
Yeah.
Just pull out your sword, Tucker. That's the only way we can win.
Whip out your sword and stick it in that AI. Yeah, Tucker will be the first one that they probably find. Man, Sarge. Sarge's
Yeah.
bullshit that he went with, flipping back and forth.
Yeah. This whole thing
He's
is.
smarter than you
So,
and me.
having watched that a couple of times, like I didn't know how to process it the first time, but I think that what's going on with Sarge is Sarge always wants the life that he can't have.
Right.
Yeah.
So when he is like actually on the plane headed to the battlefield or whatever, the ship
Yeah,
heading to
it
the
looks
planet.
like Normandy. It looks like the storm in Normandy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When he's like actually headed there, his headspace is in having just a normal civilian life of
Yeah.
working a 9-to-5 office job and having a family and everything. And when he's not in that, obviously that's what he wants. But even like, it's not that Sarge wants the military life; it's that he wants what he can't have.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of living out this pedestrian wife and 2 kids fantasy of what he thought it meant to be like a real UNSC man. You know, like in his mind, he has, or in the negativity pushing onto him, he has this office job, and he has a family apparently, and he has friends who want to go and eat pho, and like he's
Why the
experiencing
pho
this like
not?
existential ennui of wanting to be on the battlefield, and
Right.
then
He
like
actually
you
gets
said,
it.
when he's there, when he gets it,
He's like, "Did I take it back?"
Yeah.
Man, I hated it for him whenever I saw him in the desk job thing. He had his mug, number 2 Sarge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
right?
he's not living his fullest.
Did you notice his sip?
Yeah.
Like, after he says something sad, and then his sip sounds
No,
sad. for
he
some
said,
reason.
"Damn off his helmets,"
Yeah.
and still somehow takes a drink.
Yeah.
There's probably like a straw that just goes. Bleh.
Yep.
I was thinking he was just maybe making the noise just
Oh.
Yeah.
If only we would have heard like a spilling of coffee at the same time.
Red
He's
ver-
pouring it on his face.
I don't know. Red versus blue can ask a lot of your suspension of disbelief sometimes. Just
absolutely.
like, yeah, okay, these people just like live their normal lives in their armor all the time.
Damn office armor.
Yeah, and like, oh well, I'm a way around it anyway. Like it was inconvenient for the joke, but now it's fine. Now it's not in the way at all.
When I first saw his little bit in the office, whenever we first saw him like storming the beaches, could you imagine being surrounded by other soldiers that are all in the same kind of armor that's supposed to match the terrain that you're in, and then you see this dude in giant souped up red armor?
He's just screaming.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
"Ah!"
Ah! It's like I don't really know what to do here.
He'd be a target.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Then Griff.
Griff was really, really interesting because
Yeah.
it seemed to me like Griff kind of got what was going on. Like that was kind of the impression that I took away was that because I don't think that if Griff was in his mindset of the time and that experience that he would be aware of what he said of like you made me hate effort.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
Yeah.
Griff was kind of aware of like the situation that he was in.
I don't know if he was aware, but he was just putting it in the simplest terms.
Yeah.
You know. Like.
Well, it seemed like everyone felt like they were in that moment while he was aware that this was something that was past.
The statement does seem to kind of imply that, but I think what he's really just saying is that over the course of the time I've known him, he's made me hate.
All right, so the cat Scout, you've met her. She just brought in a mouse from outside.
Oh, she
In
sure
case-
did.
In case you guys were wondering what we're all fucking
I didn't
looking
even
at and
notice.
freaking out about.
Oh man, oh that mouse is kind of cute. It's about to not.
Leave
be.
it alone!
Nah, do your thing.
It's dead as fuck.
So let's see. We talked about Griff, Sarge, Tucker. Who else did we actually get a glimpse at?
Fucking Lopez.
Yeah.
Lopez is dead again.
Do I have a taste in my mouth?
I love the Spanish subtitles.
Yeah.
Goose was like, "Why are there Spanish subtitles?"
I didn't even realize he was speaking English at first. I was like, oh, that's just Lopez.
Yeah.
Right.
Hearing fucking Bernie speak, trying to speak as Lopez the Heavy in
English,
in
yeah.
English.
Yeah.
It's fucking, do I have a taste in my mouth?
Did you read the subtitle, or I guess the caption of like the video? It was like at the end it just says Lopez hates Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was super sad. He's like,
Yeah.
he doesn't want to be a stupid meatbag.
Yeah, that's his whole. That's like.
He's so confident about being
Right.
the best.
I like
He
how
was
they
like-
established what the stakes were with the lowest possible risk character.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Because I mean, even if Lopez is gone,
gone.
right, then he'll be back.
Right.
Like he's been rebuilt from scratch before.
You think someone else will die?
Oh shit!
God, Carolina. I don't know
Yeah.
if she
Damn!
died,
Oh,
but-
I fucking.
We'll get. I was
Yeah.
one to save that because
Yeah.
god damn,
Right.
that was a powerful moment.
That was super.
Then we can go back on
super
Lopez. Oh my God, when he was like, I just want to be beautiful, like, what was the
Gustavo.
Gustavo.
Yeah.
It was just fucking a washing machine.
Yeah.
With a light bulb for a nose.
Googly eyes taped on.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
The beast.
the thing is, I can see someone making some kind of sacrifice play, but
Wash, right?
yeah, it would have to be Wash or Carolina. I mean,
Or Donut.
Donut from a story point, yes. From a character point, no. Like I don't see that. Like he's just now getting some development. That would be a complete waste to just kill him off like that. Wash, there's really not that much left you can do with his character. I mean, there's still things you can do, but as far as like pushing him in new directions and everything, and the same thing kind of with Carolina getting close to at this point.
Yeah.
But
I mean, other Carolina would have to make Carolina kill herself.
yeah,
Fee, fi, fo,
There's a cat trying to break in, a wasp on the ceiling.
All right.
Where are my mice? that I have
Yeah.
wrung
The cat seems to have satiated her bloodlust for that.
right.
for the moment.
Okay, so Carolina. First things first. She called them mom and dad.
Yep.
Did.
Like, she got real with herself and like vulnerable with herself, and hearing Carolina say to herself that she fucking hates herself, basically,
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
Right. Also, what do you fucking do in that situation? When the past version of yourself is one that's so absolutely consumed with competition and being the best and
Yeah.
self-preservation and all of these ideas that really harden you as an individual and take away your strength as a part of a community.
Everything that our Carolina is trying to put across to old Carolina is from the experiences she's had and the hardships and the struggles and everything, and she couldn't. Without that, she would still be that Carolina. Like she's trying to like save her the trouble and everything,
Right.
and like save her the time, but it's just she can't.
Yeah.
Like she has to go through all that. She has to lose York. She has to lose her dad. Like she has to go through all that.
Yeah.
That brings her to that point.
And also, she has to confront the fact that she might not be a different person had those things not happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly.
So that's like a different kind of pain. There's like the understanding that you can't give the understanding to your past self, but also that if you didn't experience the things that made you change, you might not be the person you are now.
Right.
It's like separate from yourself.
Mm-hmm. And then that just gets into the question of, and the thing that she's probably struggle with in this moment is, which is the real her. If they're
Right.
both Carolina and they're both so different from each other, then what's more true to her character? Like, is it because yeah, she's shaped by the experiences since then, but her past self is shaped by her dead mother, her absentee father, and the drive for competition and everything that made her who she is. So either way, there's outside forces making the impact. So what is more? Did she discover herself or did she lose herself?
Right. It could have been. It's entirely possible that a more honest appraisal of who she is this domineering character we're originally introduced to.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That doesn't mean that's who she should be or who she wants to be or who she is in the end. But I mean, at some level,
Without
we
the
all-
artifice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all have inborn responses to things. It doesn't necessarily manifest in who we are as people, but we all have things that we're compelled to be
Yeah.
Right.
just based on who we are and who our family is and how we came up. And there's something you can't escape in that. And it's possible that Carolina could be denying part of who she really is to be this caring person that she's become.
I think that there is an element of that in there. I think there's I don't know to what degree, but I think there's an element of her trying to distance herself from some part that may be necessary in the ultimate conflict.
Well, see, I was thinking that if like Wash has to sacrifice himself, she might go back to like closer to the original version that we met.
Maybe, but
I don't know if she'd stay with the Reds and Blues if Wash died.
I
right.
don't think so either.
Yeah,
'Cause
without
church is
church,
gone.
yeah.
Church is gone. If Wash is gone, there's no connection to them with her other than time.
But I mean, where else is she
she
going?
cares about him.
Yeah.
She does.
I think there's that. I don't think that she would go back to the way that she was, but I think
She'd probably take a locust approach.
Yeah, I think a little bit more. I mean, assuming there's no major upset, nobody dies and nobody leaves or anything, I can see her being a little bit more. What am I looking for? She's been a little bit lackadaisical and non-caring in the last few seasons, and non-committal, I guess you could say, and maybe having more of a leadership role, especially in tense situations, and actually using her skills and letting that competition and everything kind of drive her in a more positive direction. I could see happening, but I think that the answer is a synthesis of the two different sides of her personality. So for the last time for about a year, I guess let's talk about what we expect in the next episode.
I think one of, or perhaps all of the characters will be on the precipice of ruin and self-destruction, and Donut will appear to Tucker and convince him somehow to unsheath the sword, which will then sort of block all this timey-wimey shit, as we've said. Falco will chew on himself in the carpet.
As he does.
I think that fucking Sarge will come to some realization that inevitably just gets tossed back because he's Sarge and he needs to ignore most of what happens to him to
Right.
continue to be who he is.
Right. Very, very small steps. Glimpses of
Yeah.
humanity in Sarge.
Good man. We still have Donut and Simmons to see as well. Not Donut. Well, yeah, Donut. Technically, we're going to have to see him
In
get his
the-
mind messed with.
Washington?
No. We
We
haven't
saw
seen
Wash.
Wash.
yeah.
Caboose.
Caboose.
Yeah.
What does the negativity in Caboose's mind look like?
Probably involving somewhere around church, right?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, maybe it's like church telling
Killing
him he's not
him?
a good a friend. That's
Church
probably what it
torturing
is.
him.
I know.
Church does it all the time. He did it all the time.
But
He was allowed
okay,
to do
hold
it
on.
there.
he
Church,
was alive to do it.
Church insulted him, berated him,
But in the
and
end, church
gave
still
him
loved
absolute
him.
hell. I can't think of a time the church ever said that he was a bad friend.
Right.
Now he's like, you fucking killed me. But I think even just saying the words, Caboose, you're a bad friend, coming from
Right.
church would just be the most earth-shattering thing I
It's
could
like
possibly imagine.
it's a fucking
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy kind of like, you have bad hair.
Yeah.
You're a bad friend. But what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that would decimate
But
him.
church? No, no.
I hope he wouldn't react like fucking Ron Burgundy does.
I feel like he'd just be like, and just please shut himself out.
No, he'd probably be like, church would never say that.
Yeah.
This isn't real.
That's probably like
If church is
Caboose's-
anything, he's my best friend.
Yeah, Caboose's like tied to reality is that church would never say something
Yeah.
like that to him,
Yeah.
no matter what. If,
I'm really curious to know what the negativity in Caboose's mind is.
I think that it's gonna be similar to the Santa experience, and Caboose will be the one to not have
Yeah.
something.
He'll
Yeah,
be
we
in there
even
having
saw
coffee with the
sisters.
AI.
What?
we even saw sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the last episode.
We
Yeah.
saw a glimpse of hers. I don't know what the fuck is going on there.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we already knew like her and Griff's. Wait,
Their mom
Okay.
died in a fire.
yeah. Well, for a minute I was like, is it Griff or Simmons who's
Griff.
related to her? Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
But like the mom worked in a circus and then died like an untimely death.
right.
So she probably blames herself for it because she left right after it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Simmons will probably just be, he is the leader of Red Team
Right. Yeah.
and sucks at it.
Since it's all about like putting them in a situation where they basically kill themselves, I see Simmons like being the leader and having to like make a sacrificial leader kind of kind of move for his squadron or something, and wanting to prove himself as a worthy leader. So he takes the, someone has to take the bullet, so he does kind of thing. Or
That's
he
that's not
jumps
similar to
and
what
shouts.
Wash is living though.
I feel like he would have some sort of existential dread just not having anybody to suck up to.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's his whole modus operandi.
Right.
I think both the freelancers are gonna die. That's my extreme
Damn.
thought for the finale is the next episode, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Both of them are gonna die.
I could possibly see one of them. I don't know which one I'd say. I couldn't see both, and I really don't think it'll be either one.
Let's see
I mean,
Carolina before Wash.
I could,
You know,
I
since
could
they've
see
been
Wash.
like
That's like
they
gets
built the whole series around Wash getting
yeah.
getting shot again, that
Right.
they probably won't actually have it in the season now. That's what
Yeah.
it seems like.
I don't know. It's
I feel like the best way for future seasons to move forward is to like start to remove the branches of the past seasons.
but the way to do that, even though it would be harder, is with the actual Reds and Blues. I mean, Wash and Carolina, there are a lot, especially Carolina. Like if it's one of them, I could see Wash since he's been around now for the majority of the show.
Yeah, he's been around for over a decade now.
Right. So I could see Wash before Carolina, but I think that has to happen at some point if it's going to legitimately go on indefinitely. At some point, fucking Gus and Jeff and Matt and all of the old guard are going to be too old or dead and can't do it anymore. So if it's going to go on, and that's a long time from now, obviously, but the point is, if it's going on indefinitely, we have to find a way to get rid of these old characters and bring in new characters. I just don't think that's... I feel like the story would have focused more on that. It's a little bit rushed to bring that into the last episode. Like I don't feel like this season gave an ending to Carolina or Washington, especially with Washington being the center of the conflict and everything. Like what happened to him, I don't think that enough time and focus was put on his character this season to...
Really?
Yeah. I think there's some really great moments with Washington, but be like, this is the end for this character, this is it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Not enough,
there would have been more focus and more praise or whatever of his journey and more finality to it and more...
Not like funeral canon episodes.
Right.
Well, I think in tone, it would be easy to kill Wash off, but you're right. Like as far as exposure and like arc, it would be strange to kill him. But the tone of the scenes he's been in, like the stuff with Carolina, where he's basically saying, I'm okay to go get shot right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm all right with me about to basically lose
Yeah.
most of my brain function.
Yeah, since he
Right.
got his brain back, he's been like, he's been coping
Yeah.
and
I can
figuring everything out.
I can see that happening.
Right.
I can see basically...
Him getting brain damaged.
Right, Wash being taken out in that capacity, which also incapacitates Carolina because
Right.
she's going to stay and take care of him, basically.
Depending on like how Carolina's whole labyrinth thing works out, she may be the one to have that full arc in
Yeah.
this last episode.
But it's just too rushed. Like
Yeah.
I feel like this could set up her dying next season.
Yeah.
If she has a full arc this episode and we get a lot more from her next season, exploring a lot of that side of herself, then I could definitely see her dying. I could definitely see the freelancers just because of who they are going before the Reds and Blues. But I just don't think that it's going to happen yet. I could be wrong though. I just think that we have a little bit more time with them. Although I do wonder how Wash's brain damage basically is going to work out. Like, since they know, are they going to be able to catch it in time and do something about it, or is it is this basically functionally the end of Washington. But
That's a good point because they were in the middle of a firefight when he got shot because he had just wandered out from that. So they could probably get him to a hospital in time
right.
since getting shot in the lung, technically, as long as you're rescued in a certain amount of time,
Yeah.
you can be saved.
I mean, yeah, if they know what's wrong with
yeah.
him, they could
Yeah.
do better.
I mean, they could go into the situation with that knowledge at hand and everything, and so be able to respond
Doc's even
immediately.
there.
To it. Right. Which we will see how Doc handles this situation. Doc is the one that I think that could make a sacrifice.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. He's got a lot to atone for.
yeah.
He's gonna
Just-
die again.
Just throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
Does he still have O'Malley inside of him? I hate how I said that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Well, it's-
O'Malley.
Well,
O'Malley.
so he hasn't had O'Malley
O'Malley.
in him since
O'Malley.
season 4, 5, but his
Subconscious.
Yeah.
It's,
right,
it's
exactly.
in him.
It's his subconscious recreated that persona when he was trapped in isolation.
Right.
So yes, it's kind of permanently
O'Malley.
there, but I think now that he's integrated, it's hard to say. Like, I want to believe that he doesn't, that he's like integrated back and that's like repressed and everything and not going to come back. But it could just pop up at the very end that Doc was O'Malley the whole time, and yeah.
Well, I mean, we see in season 13 that it comes out of him from like going crazy. I doubt that he actually has O'Malley.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
O'Malley is gone. O'Malley is
He
Omega.
is O'Malley now.
Right. And it's just after living with Omega in his head for so long and developing that personality, and then when he was trapped in the void of time and space or whatever in the future cube, and didn't have anyone to talk to, recreated that personality because that's something he was familiar with, and so it's not the real O'Malley. It's just Doc's impression or remembrance of O'Malley. But whether or not that's still around, floating around in his subconscious or not, yeah, I guess that remains to be seen. But I guess we'll find out next week, and then after that, it'll be time for Camp.
Yeah, trailer came out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I haven't, yeah, trailer came out for it.
You didn't watch it?
Nah.
Have you seen the death battle with
Ben 10 and Green Lantern.
Nah, I haven't watched it yet.
It's what you would imagine.
Green Lantern wins.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
But do you know about the X-Alien?
Yeah,
Okay. Basically, like, controls reality.
yeah. Green Lantern's cooler than that.
You're right.
Ben 10 didn't hold a candle to fucking...
Actually, Alien X did for a minute, and then
Well,
Green
Alien
Lantern
X was able to
like-
fight harder than him,
Yeah.
but Green Lantern can move through time also.
Yeah.
So
They
then
can
he
use
just
all of his
went out.
powers.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan's just better. Like it was a no candle.
Yeah, I don't
Kinda
know why this
thing.
one happened. I think it's just because they both involve space somehow,
They're both green.
and DC and Warner
Green.
Brothers and
Green.
they're both
Green. Green. It's because they're green, Nolan.
Yeah, and Brightest Day, boy.
Dude, no, they need. Oh God, they need to work on what their death battles are gonna be. I want to see Archer versus James Bond.
That'd be a good one. James Bond would probably win.
Nah, Archer would have it in the bag. He would go full on rampage.
You know what?
Archer would murder everyone in the entire world before he lost anything.
He's lost before.
He's lost a few times.
Yeah, but
I don't know Archer well enough to make that.
You need to watch that show.
There's
The
a
show's
pretty
so
big.
good.
He has a pretty big body count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
the last two seasons are
I haven't seen the last two seasons either.
I haven't either.
darn Hulu.
Everybody kind of fell off on that. Once they started with like the time travel shit and the
There was no time.
There was no
travel.
time. It was
Yeah,
him in
not-
a,
not
it's him in a
time travel,
coma.
the
Never.
coma shit.
Coma.
That
Yeah, the
never
coma
works.
stuff.
Which it's like entertaining to watch, but like it does nothing for the story because it doesn't matter once he wakes up. These last seasons don't mean anything if he wakes up.
Yeah.
Right. That's like a really old school trope. He was dreaming the whole time.
I mean, at least from the very beginning, they made it like aware that he's dreaming the whole time.
Did they?
Yeah,
Yes.
they keep showing. They've shown him in multiple clips in a coma.
Yeah.
Right, but not like in that first episode. He like gets shot and falls into the pool.
I'm talking about the next season after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's a retcon.
Right.
Him getting shot? No, he's in a
No.
coma.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, the coma thing.
That's not a retcon. He's still in the coma.
No, but so they had a season, and then the next season they revealed that the season before it was all a dream or a coma or
Yeah,
something.
and that the current season was also a dream.
Well, no, well, he's
Yeah.
been in a coma, and the past
The
few
last
seasons
two.
have been like the same characters in different weird scenarios.
right.
So like this season was like I think it was called Danger Island, and
Yeah.
they all lived
Like in the
obviously
jungle.
in a jungle, and it was dangerous. The season before that, yeah, that's all you need to know. It was really, really bad.
Yeah. Also
The
the-
season before that, it was like, did you watch that one?
It was like old gangsters.
Yeah.
They
I haven't
didn't-
watched
It was
it.
yeah,
like,
they didn't
um,
reveal until the end of that season that it was.
Oh, hello. How are you?
It's a little close there, buddy.
It's like I just want to be on the podcast, guys. Gonna be on the podcast with you, Ellie.
I'm so sorry. I almost jumped right on top of you.
No, it's fine.
Nolan, do you want to take my shoe?
Well, fuck, I have him, but I don't know where he is. There he is.
Don't put him on the ball.
He's just on the table.
And that's the first word.